Let's start our recording. Everyone knows what to do in this life. Everyone has everything what they want, what they need to do to take action in their life. But regardless of these conveniences, regardless of these opportunities that we are presented with, there are there are some people who do not take action. They know what they're gonna do. They know they have necessary tools, but they lack execution. This is the thing that happens in among many people. This is very typical among ordinary citizens because that is why they are called ordinary. If they were brave enough, if they were not afraid of their action and they took action already, they wouldn't end up being mediocre, being in medium position. It's either try something and do the best capabilities to your best capabilities, or don't do it at all, because there's no point of doing something half. There's no point of doing something and quitting. As many times you've heard from probably other influencers, other YouTube videos, uh, it is important to start something and end and finish something completely with the right intention, with the commitment execution every single day. Most people complain about their action, and they talk all the time. They talk that they've tried their best, but they don't see the end product. Why they all the time complain that they complain by saying that they are stuck at a certain point and they won't succeed regardless of their efforts that they put on a daily basis. For them, it's like hitting a dead head, so they won't succeed. However, before basically talking against about those people, let me actually admit this fact. It is actually true. In human psychology, there is a one theorem. There was something effect, something. Although I forgot the name, but I'm gonna try to figure out later on. So the effect sounds the following. So it shows like in the graph version, and it shows the progress of an individual while he is learning something. Let's say he's learning a language or any complex subject or science, whatever. So it shows in the graph that in the beginning, it is gonna be like really tough. So the satisfaction rate is really low. After a while, this person starts to get motivation and confidence in this field, and he starts in his motivation boosts from this mere number to the highest, to the ever highest point after getting certain knowledge from in this field. And again, after short moment, his rate of satisfaction just drops down to the lowest levels, and he starts to realize that he doesn't know anything. His knowledge or her knowledge is not enough for him to be satisfied in his life, and he starts to doubt. He starts to question in himself, or it can be applicable in the life of certain individuals who set the goal of achieving certain thing, and the moment they achieve, they get the dopamine hit. So after a while, they start to feel empty. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to take action, what to do, because they've achieved their milestone, and in their imaginary world, they don't see anything apart from their goal. So as long as they achieve their goals, they don't know what to do. It is half right and half wrong mindset, I would call, because having one goal in your mind and striving for excellence, well, usually good. It is usually good, but it also obviously has downsides. Like, what doesn't have downside? Like, everything in this life has downside. It is the most important thing is to find equilibrium, state of mind. It's the balance between these two things, between working hard and finding time to recharge your batteries, or spending your time with family, taking care of your lifestyle, not only thinking of getting better and achieving every single day, but also finding a perfect spot in between of these two. Also practicing religion and many more, which can be considered as a self-improvement. So people nowadays, like I've seen a lot of adults, I would say, or young adults, who or teenagers who wait impatiently to grow up, and the moment they grow up, they try to work for different reasons. Some of them may have good intentions, like to take care of their family. Some of them may wanted to buy certain things for themselves. I don't know. Everyone has one core intention for every action. It's not a main point. The main point is everyone gets to the job, they grow, they get old in the middle age. As they get to the middle age, they start to get accustomed to the things that they are doing, and they want progress. They don't want to take a brave choice. They don't want to bite the bullet and go to do the bravest thing, because first one, they lost their energy. It is physically proven that if you go older, obviously over 30 years old, then you're not as strong or you're not as sharp as you were when you were younger. And the second thing they lose is their the result of it. As a result of getting old, they lose their motivation. They don't know what to take, what to do. That's why, like, I've seen a lot of people who stuck at certain point of life in their life, and who stuck with one job in their life. In case if they lose their job, or something misfortune, I'm saying accidentally happens in their life, then they get really depressed. They don't know what to do. They even go down. That's why it is important. The role of learning is important in everywhere, in every time. Instead of giving your life, giving your 100% to one thing, I would probably encourage to jungle bunch of things. Not in a sense to not in a, to a level to burn you out, but to a level to a little bit keep you distracted. At the same time, keep you on target, because if you do something endlessly on a daily basis, without taking care of your family, without basically only being locked in your room, not going outside, not talking with people, negotiating, you'll first of all miss a lot of things in terms of news, in terms of, I don't know, in terms of anything that happens outside of your world. And second of all, you start to you start to be accustomed to one thing that it will be hard for you to basically get rid of. It will be like an obsession, but in really, really exacerbated levels, which is not good. Obsession is good when you do something on a daily basis and you do it as a hobby. You do it because you love it, not because you sit for hours, for days in a one room, trying to improve in one aspect, in single, I don't know, area to improve. This is not obsession. This is, I don't know, this is just a punishment, self-punishment, I would call. Instead, I would say, again, from the back, previous my lines, I said that it is important to find balance between your job and your life and your self-improvement. Here, I want to add again that for self-improvement or for your own life, I don't want to say you gotta do some entertainment stuff. No, probably you can do sometimes from now and then, only on weekends. But mostly, I would say, when you want to spend your time for yourself, keep it precious. Treat your time as the most valuable source in life, because believe me, it is the most valuable. Anything, treat your time as a precious thing, and find a balance between your life, and just don't get too obsessed on things that you want to improve in. Just keep it easy, let it go. If for example you try your best, I don't know, you spend more than 8 hours or 8 hours or less than it, but you don't see the progress, which means that it is time for you to a little bit stop, settle down. So you can't achieve a bigger result by punching, by trying every single day, because you need something in your life. You need to introduce some new thing that can change your mindset totally in your life. And I'll give you my example in this point. Back in the day, I was preparing for IELTS exam, that is the certification which tests your ability of knowing English. So I've been really struggling at this point. I've been studying for months or so, or even more, but I didn't see any progress back in the day when I was studying for this certification. Then I got advice from a teacher, from my English teacher, who told me that I actually complained to him by saying that I deleted everything. I deleted all social medias, games. I'm in the highest productive version of myself. I'm very locked in. I don't talk with my friends. I don't talk with my parents at sometimes. So I'm doing everything in order to get better in this area, in this field. And my teacher told me that I'm doing wrong. Why? He told me an unexpected thing, because I was expecting that he's gonna tell me something new, and he's gonna tell me probably I'm doing less, but he told me that I'm doing more actually. He told me to step away from this job, step away from this subject, and go around, explore things, or if not entertainment, he advised me to take another subject, another even more difficult subject to digest for me, because he believed that it could change my mindset. And ironically, it did. It interestingly did, and I actually doubted on his words. I said, okay, this person doesn't understand me as others do. So I end the meeting and our speech, and moved on doing the same stuff. But at some point, it hit me. It hit me that I had to do something, and life itself made me to basically study another course on top of it. On top of the course that I'm studying, I had to study another course, which is SAT. So this is real life example, by the way. Yeah, I'm talking about myself. And I studied SAT, then I retook my IELTS, and I got even higher score. So this is not just the words. This is not just simple words. It is just a real example of my life. So probably those who struggle at some point and they feel like they are not progressing, I would advise for those people to take a little bit step away from the things that they are doing, and take a probably a breeze, a fresh outlook, and try to look at things with different angle. This helps. In order for you to look at something with different angle, you have to try something that could drastically change your life. That's why, back to our previous point, you gotta be brave enough to take bravest decisions, because these decisions change your mindset. And the moment you find the spot, the perfect equilibrium, balance it, basically spot, you will start to understand the true meaning of everything, true meaning of your parents, of your friendship, of love, of hard work, of success, everything. You don't have to limit yourself with one aspect, one area of your life. Try diverse things, especially if you are young, especially if you are, I don't know, under 20 or in 20s years old. You have to try, you have to bite the bullet and try in your different aspects and areas in order to figure out which one works the best. But before this, never expect that you're gonna achieve fame or success. Don't listen to people who indeed who achieved, who became successful and rich with Bitcoin or other easy way of getting rich. This is not appropriate. This is not relevant to the logic, to the core concept of the universe. Because the moment they earn easily, and they earn easy money, and they basically lose everything one day. They don't know the true value of working hard and getting those money. That's why it is really important to understand every aspect of this life, to understand not only the bad or good side of it, but to understand the both side, because coin has two sides, and you gotta understand two sides equally in order to live good life. You never appreciate your good life if you haven't been through difficulties, through thick and thin. That's why appreciate what you have. Never give up in your life. And as There is saying goes in Latin, carpe diem, which means, was it in Latin? I'm not sure, but anyways, carpe diem means live in moment. There's nothing to add to it. Thanks for watching.